I feel like being a woman, specifically going through these transformative experiences during such a formative time, like your 20s, we're just experiencing that right now. Like, it makes you and almost forces you into learning so much about yourself, like how you handle certain situations, how you learn from situations and evolve. Like, that reflects on the business that you're building and the people that you're folding into that.
That defining moment was like, okay, like, Sarah, you really got to figure it out. Like, became a waitress. I had 2 waitress jobs, pizza joint and another kosher restaurant. And I just knew I didn't fucking belong there.
Hey guys, welcome back to Recap. Today we have a really special guest, our friend Sarah Akiba. She is a amazing visionary in the fashion art direction world. We are shooting today in her studio, The Lab.
So excited to talk about your journey. Tell us a little bit about, how you got started with styling world, but also as a founder and everything you've been through. And then a little bit more about A1. We love talking about that, just everything you do and, philanthropist. Awesome. Like, we love that.
First of all, thank you for having me. We started when you guys were starting out, to work together. And it's beautiful to see what you guys have created and the amazing team you have. And it's really, really cool. So I'm, as like a far friend, just super proud of you guys.
Thank you.
And honored, to have me speak. So I guess, who am I, right?
Yeah.
People know me mostly for celebrity styling, so really bathed in the fashion world in that aspect. Very much in the Latin industry, being, we're here in Miami.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm literally like a fake Latina. Like,
I was born in
yeah, no, it's there. I was born in Paris, France. Spanish was actually my second language before English.
Really?
I know, yeah, people don't know that.
How'd that happen?
So, I came here when I was 3.
Yes.
My parents were always working. And then I had a nanny from Nicaragua who taught me everything. So
wow.
I'm Jewish, but I learned Spanish reading the Bible. She would read the Bible every night to me.
Special.
Isn't that funny?
I had no idea.
And I would sleep with her every night. This, like, Lucy Rizzo was my person. Like, she was my second mom. And we would watch Betty La Fea.
Oh my God!
I know,
she's
yeah,
a
like,
real Latina.
Telenovela, like that was my childhood. So, learned Spanish, then English by going to school after.
Wow.
And now I'm so in the Latin world. So I started styling. Started interning at 17, and then very much just kind of word of mouth happened, and then 21 went to college, went to University of Miami, studied business comm. Paid $100,000 that I wish I never paid, and then
we feel you.
Yeah,
always say that.
Yeah, so paid that, and then what happens at 21? Lose my dad. So that's kind of how AWOM happens, Angel Watching Over Me Foundation, and I fell out of the fashion world, and then got back into it because of a dear friend that got me back into it through the Latin world. I didn't like the fashion. Like, I was working, I had videos with Young Thug, Lil Uzi Vert. Like, I fell into that world and I hated it. I was so disrespected, and I was like, this is just so not who I am as a person. Like, I just had values, and I was like,
I
my
think
dad tell me.
That's really interesting though, because I think a lot of people in your position would have been like, holy shit, I made it. Like, I'm actually working with such large artists. So I kind of want to touch on the fact that, like, you stayed authentic to what you envisioned for yourself, for your career, to leave something like that and put yourself first.
And also being so young leaving. So, like, I was 22, I would say. I was 22 in that world, and you know what it was, though? It was losing my dad.
Yeah.
It was like, fuck everybody. Like, you end up dying anyway. Like, you shit on the same toilet I shit on. Like, the same way. You know what I mean? So, for me, it was that. It was like, no amount of money. Like, no amount of money is worth my disrespect. And, like,
and your energy.
Totally. Like, it was just ugly, and it was very much racist. Like, they saw me as a white girl. Like, my parents are from Morocco. Like,
You're so
we're from
far from
Africa.
a white girl,
My
yeah.
father grew up in Senegal, Africa. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if I am a white girl, why? Why the disrespect? It was not, I was respecting you, respect me back, you know? And even just as a stylist, like, I'm on your team. I'm here to make you look and feel good. You know what I mean? So ended up just being like, you know what? F all this. I want to help people. You know, like, nothing made me feel anything. Like, I literally went and jumped out of a plane to feel something, and I just couldn't. I couldn't feel anything. Like, I broke up with my boyfriend. Like, it was just, it was just a whole time of like, okay, what's going to make me feel good? And helping people was that. So that's how AWOM came about. And of course, that's a whole other thing we can go into. And then styling fell back on my lap. I was 24. I'll always shout him out. Jose Sagado from Filmheads was just like my guy. Like, I was with him last night. I came literally straight from set, took a shower, and came here to you guys. So, like, it ends up being you work with the people that make you feel good too, and make you feel important and make you feel valued, and then see your work, your work ethic. And here I am now, 32. It's crazy to even say that, but just hustling, like a good 10 years of just really hustling, finding myself in the interim, being engaged once, being engaged a second time to another person. Like, just life happens, and you really just find yourself through it all, being a business owner of a studio, and you have to kind of just mold into whatever it turns into.
Literally. I feel like being a woman, specifically going through these transformative experiences during such a formative time, like your 20s, we're just
So
experiencing that right now. Like, it makes you and almost forces you into learning so much about yourself, like how you handle certain situations, how you learn from situations and evolve. Like, that reflects on the business that you're building and the people that you're folding into that. So
it's really uncomfortable to face that change, but I think it's so important to open, like, just allow it to happen so that it can lead you to the right places. And I think a lot also has to do with the community you have. And I feel like it's so supportive and it's like been there for you. So tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, community is everything. Like, I can get emotional talking about it. Like, people, my God, how weird. Yeah, people are just so beautiful. Like, not to say like I don't deserve these people, but I think that, like, when you're real, people feel that. Like, they feel your realness. Like, I don't know if you guys felt this from me, but I have zero bullshit in me. Like, there's just no, like, I don't care. Like, if you're helping me, it's because it's coming from the goodness of your heart that you just trust me, like, when I'm trying to pay one of my students rent because I know that they're having a hard time, and I post it on Instagram, and people are sending me, think about it, they're hard working money, hard earned money. Like, this money doesn't grow on trees, like, to help other people. So, like, I just think people are so beautiful, and I think it just comes with being real and authentic and saying, you know what, like, I know where that money is going. I don't have to prove anything to people, and people trust that,
that's because of like the trust that you've built in your own relationships in your own world. Like, I kind of look at you as a connector. Like, when I first met you, you were like, you guys are starting out, like, let me connect you with this person, they're gonna help you. And I was like, she has no reason to kind of stick her neck out for us. You barely knew us. Like, what if we were assholes? I don't know. Like, but, you kind of formed into this, like, connector, willing to help here and there. And so when you post about something or you invite us to be a part of something, like, of course we're going to show up for you, know? So it's a very reciprocated energy. Like, you saying, maybe you don't deserve it. You do, because you did it for them at some point in knowing them. So I think that's like what we've learned about our industry
and
too.
It seems like you have created like a safe space for everyone to come to you, knowing that you're either going to connect them or help them in some way. And I think that's beautiful.
And I do it I have very good intentions. I have been wrong, obviously, but I think that, like, why not help? You know what I mean? Like, if you guys need a connection and I have that, why not,
Everything comes back.
Totally. And some people are like, oh, like, you should charge for connecting people. And I'm like, no, I'm the giver. That's the giver in me, you know? And
Also, it's more authentic. Like, it's more
Totally.
authentic if there's no incentive.
yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's an important person of like who I want to be for, or show up for other people, or how I want to show up for other people, you know?
Since you've kind of started a lot of organizations and business models and you've worked in so many different areas of the creative world, what do you think has been your kind of defining moment of what you've created?
Defining moment. I always go back to the same thing, is my struggles. I always say your struggles are your superpower. Like that was for me everything. Like my struggle was my superpower. And I think, losing my dad was a huge part of, obviously AWOM, Angel Watching Over Me. Like that's literally my dad. And I would say everything that came after that. So I was literally telling this story last night. Somebody asked me like, how do you have that such hustle in you? Obviously, my parents were always working my whole life, so I always wanted to create. But I think when we lost my dad, we kind of lost everything. So it was like when it rains, it pours kind of situation. And like we were losing my house, we had no food in the fridge, like, and we grew up, thank God, very lucky in a beautiful big home. Like if you saw my childhood home, this shit was insane. Like I look back, I'm like, damn, my parents fucking killed it. Like immigrants from nothing. Both of them came from homes where like 8 brothers and sisters, like sleeping in one little apartment with their parents, like that real immigrant story, like that was them. And like my parents killed it, like together. They really grew together, and everything just kind of like fell apart. And at 21, my mom hates when I say this, but it's so true. She was like, here's your bills. Like I can't pay for it. Like I can't pay for you anymore. Like here's
real, like,
it was just like a real life moment. And it was like, and I have 3 older brothers, and like they helped me like try to figure everything out. But for all of us, it was kind of like everyone's got to figure it out now. And I think that defining moment was like, okay, like Sarah, you really got to figure it out. Like became a waitress. I had 2 waitress jobs, pizza joint and another kosher restaurant. And I just knew I didn't fucking belong there. I was like, yo, this shit is not for me. Like
You knew it was part of the transition.
No,
I don't know if I
it's
knew
so
that.
uncomfortable.
I just knew it wasn't me. Like I was serving people, and there's nothing wrong with serving people. Like it defined who I was, but I knew that I was meant for something greater.
Right.
I was like, it was in me, and
You had the drive and like.
and listen, you make money as a waitress, and like sometimes
Especially
more
as a
than I
young
make as a
girl,
business owner. Like,
You gotta do.
I'm telling you, those tips, like, they were nice, and I had a good personality, like I would, but I just knew, there's that one defining moment. And I always talk about this in podcasts, but it's a really good one. Is one of the owners of the restaurant I was at, they got the new orange juice machine, that like where it cuts the orange juice and whatever. He had just gotten it, this guy, right? And he's, I got 12 orders of the new orange juice machine, and then, they were on my plate, and I dropped the plate, except one didn't fall. And the owner's like, you're so fucking stupid. He cursed at me, like called me stupid. And like, I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, what? And I'm looking at him and I had a decision. It was that defining moment. It was really a decision to be made. I looked at him and he's like, that's coming out of your check. And I said, I literally took the last one that didn't fall and I put it in front of his face and I dropped it. And I go, I will never work for anyone again. And I didn't. That was my last day at that job. I quit the pizza joint. I was styling on the side, and I was like, no, that's it. Changing my life. Started AWOM, and that was it. Like,
It was like an eye-opening.
That was it. I was like, what? No one's talking to me like that.
I feel like I didn't know this side to you, and I feel like it's something that I really relate to, and we've spoken about this before on a few episodes back. Like, my family also came here with nothing. Yeah. My parents are immigrants from Ukraine. Wow. They literally, like, when I say like nothing, I mean my mom literally slept on a couch like her whole childhood. Like, she didn't have a bedroom. So watching my parents like make something of themselves from nothing together, is like why, and her family is from entrepreneurial mindsets. Like they have their own businesses.
I'm the immigrant. I'm here making shit happen.
She's the first one. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like you do not have a choice but to be more successful than your family. And that's so instilled in you. So like I also had a job in high school and in college. Like I'm very fortunate. My parents like ended up making it really great. Like I had an amazing childhood, but they didn't go to college. So when I went to college, they were like, you're the first one and like you got bills to pay. Yeah, you want to stay here, like you have grades to keep up and you better get a job because like what do you think? Like,
yeah,
this is
like
a
you
thing?
can't be here for free. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, I was working in a nail salon in college, and like all the girls, like from all these amazing sororities, would come in and look at me and just be like, "That's like, you know, whatever." It was a feeling that I was like, "I'll never ever feel like this again. I will outshine everyone I go to college with. I will never work for someone again." And
So isn't that so like your struggle's your superpower?
100%.
Like that was like
It's your drive.
yes.
They, like, drive you to do more, to be more.
Correct.
You know, to not like.
I've met
so
people
it's actually
with no
not
struggles,
bad, right?
and they're horrible. They
You know,
horrible,
yeah,
okay?
you see what I'm saying? It's like that's what I'm saying. So it's how you use it. Like that fueled you
Make
to
it
be
work for
better.
you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So with that. I didn't know that you were from Ukraine. Like your parents.
We speak
Wow.
Russian, like dinners,
Amazing.
because like it was the Soviet Union back then, so we don't speak Ukrainian. But family dinner, there's no English. My boyfriends throughout the years,
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And you're from
Bolivia.
Bolivia.
Yeah. And my family's still there. I have a sister that's in here. She works in
Her whole
Seattle,
family's
but
there.
everyone else is back, so I go back all the time. And I'm just, you know, just got engaged, so building a life here. Very excited about that.
she's a homeowner.
amazing.
Yes.
By the time this episode comes out, we can talk about that.
Wait, what?
No, it just happened. It just happened.
Congrats.
Literally yesterday. Signed,
Let's fucking go.
all done. And that's like, I totally feel like everything you're saying I can relate to as well. It's just so empowering to hear you say it and put it that way, because yes, your struggles are your superpower, and everyone should not let them define you, but use them to be better.
That's
So I love
right.
that.
Or you could just feel bad for yourself and
Right.
end up being
And
a
I was gonna say
loser.
about it.
There's
Like, straight
two
up.
ways. There's literally two ways I've seen this go down.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there's three paths. You either don't have a struggle and you turn out to be, sorry, a loser. Like, I don't know. I've seen it. Yeah. Or you have struggles and you let it define you and like break you down and you see no way out, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Or you make something of it.
That's right.
And I think we're all very lucky. It sounds like our parents
Yes.
really,
Yes.
you know,
Instilled
showed
it in us.
supported us, but also showed us like how to deal with things and how
Yeah.
to like show up for ourselves.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
There's no choice but out. So
That's right. That's right. Or up.
and you just got engaged and like
I did. So we're both engaged. We're both. Thank you so much. Yeah, got engaged for the second time. First time was not the right rodeo. I'm praying this one is. But how do I balance personal life? I will say I've learned over the years, like when I was your age, I had no personal life. My work was my personal life. And I'll say, yeah, but that's okay. I'll tell you that I think there's a season for everything. I miss those moments. I actually miss them, that like I was so involved in my work and I was like,
the grind
this
doesn't stop.
what? And it was great. Like, thank God. I always say, start with this. You're healthy. You get to do this stuff. You get to be busy like this. Like, you get to be an immigrant making it. You get to buy your own house. You can't do that if you're sitting on your ass and like, you know, and for wellness and all that, I started that journey at 25. I had gained 30 pounds. I'm little. I'm 5 feet tall. 30 pounds on a little girl shows a lot. And like, it's like, it was just this moment of like, okay, I need to clearly change something. And it was this moment too of like stress. It wasn't even food or anything. It was just stress, and it showed on my body. It was like, okay, I gotta start exercising. And then I started journaling, and then I started seeing a therapist, and then I started doing me. And I actually read a book, which is where I connected with one of my best friends that I've known since childhood. Her name is Brittany Berger. And she wrote a book called 25 and Self-Ish. I'm going to give each one of you one today. I have it. So she changed my life. This was my best friend, hated her job, and changed her life at 25 and said, I have to be more selfish and start saying no and start healing myself. And I did. And I went on a trip by myself at 25. and it was a month and a half long. And I went to south of France, and then I went to Israel by myself. And it was just this like moment where I was like, holy shit, like I don't have to be busy all the time.
What's that like? I don't even see
Yeah,
it
you
like
don't
that.
see it. You know what? Take that time for yourself, and then you start implementing it little by little into your life. So it was kind of this like eye-opening, like, holy shit, this feels really good, you know? And then I was like, okay, how can I implement this in my day-to-day? So my mornings are my everything. I wake up, thank God. I thank God, I pray. I try to meditate. It's hard. It's not easy because I'm usually like rushing with a million bags, like, and like my water jug, and like we're like, okay, ready for the day, we gotta go. But I extra 7:30 a.m. I never miss my workout with Marie, Sync and Formation. It's my girl. And I journal, so important. 6 things I'm grateful for, and now my new thing, which my health coach kind of like tells me to do, is 3 things I love about my fiance. So the reason I do that is because we tend to focus so much on the negative, like what don't they do, but like what do they do is so wonderful too.
I don't know him,
So-
but I feel like he's kind of your piece.
Yes,
Like everything I
my
see,
literal piece. Like yes, yeah,
No,
like
I
he
see
is.
you post about him, so
Yeah, he is the total opposite of me, which actually like hurts me too. I'm like, oh my God, you're so like, I think it's lazy, but actually no, it's just calm. Yeah, like it's so it is the opposite of he's my yin to
It
my
helps you
yang.
balance yourself out too. in
Totally,
terms-
like he teaches me like, yo, you don't have to clean when you get home. Like chill out.
yeah.
You
Take
know,
a breath.
like it's fine. You're gonna be fine. Everything's organized, and I think it's also finding that person that aligns with you in that way. It's really just finding what works for you. Like I think also we put so much pressure, like go work out, go do this, go like you probably don't have time to do that right now.
I do it anyway.
Oh, you do it anyway.
I'm not gonna lie, I started
Non-negotiable.
when my breakup happened, like
Oh, those are the
4
best though.
4-ish months ago.
Breakups are the bomb.
That was like a turning point for me, and I was like, what? I've been putting my energy into so many things that are at the end of the day still not for myself, my health, all that stuff. So we made a pact, like our mornings are for us. No client meetings, no team meetings, like none of that.
When do you start your day? I'm curious.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
except Mondays 11 a.m.
I'm
For
the
the
same
team
as you guys.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
Monday morning meeting, whole team, 11 a.m. Everybody knows they have their morning to do what they want, prepare for the team meeting, do what you got to do. 11 a.m. we're starting and there's no stopping. Like,
We kind of had to force ourselves to set that time apart
Yeah.
so that we could actually do, like, you know, ourselves. Especially being the two of us, like, you know, different schedules, maybe a different class, like whatever it is.
we have a
So,
different life.
Yeah.
She's
Totally.
she's an adult. She's
You're
you know
an adult,
getting
babe.
married, has a house, all this stuff, and I'm like, I exist alone, and I've no.
But I
like-
love that.
But that's why I started
live
getting
in
into the
that,
health.
you know,
Yeah.
like we have the rest of our lives to be married now. Like I literally sat with my fiance 2 nights ago. I'm like, so do you think it's just gonna be me and you like forever? And he's like, what are you trying to say?
your
Like
dog.
you want, yeah, my dog. Like, but I mean, like, you know, like these are the last tits you're ever gonna see. Is that what you're telling me? Like literally, and he's like, yeah, and I'm like, wow.
I think I didn't know that when I
for
got
you.
on one knee, Sarah.
I'm like, it's, you know what I'm saying? So like, bathe in
real.
that, you know,
I'm
and we'll
really
live in
enjoying
this,
it,
you
yeah.
know, yeah. And it's such a time. 25, I was single AF.
Yeah.
I was having sex, and it was beautiful. Like, yeah, straight up. Like
Sorry, Mom.
no, literally, my mom always she's like, you're such a slut. Like you, she's only had 2 men in her life. The first husband and her second husband, and I'm like, oh
I'm not gonna
no.
lie, my mom is living for single me right now. She's checking up on me like,
the
how's your
best.
date? Did
Yes.
you sleep over? I'm like, okay, enough of this.
We all
Like,
are.
but,
It's
like,
a different Izzy. She's
is-
glowing.
wow.
We can all see it. And honestly, like you said, breakups suck, but they're
they're beautiful.
amazing.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Like just what it's come to and where you are right now, it's amazing.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, enjoy that shit.
Thanks.
I'm gonna call you and ask about your dates now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna live through
I have
you.
some stories.
Yeah,
You have
love
no
that.
idea.
Yeah. But yeah, the health thing, like getting into Pilates, like we have such a weird relationship with competition between each other, and we don't talk about it.
That is amazing.
We're like best friends, we're work wives,
But, like,
sisters.
yeah, think about it. We're literally talking to each other 24/7.
I mean,
we're working together. We're best friends. Like, we call each other emergency phone numbers. She's it for me. Like,
I'm the emergency contact hunter, not you.
That's amazing.
yeah.
Wow.
But there is this like push to be better than each other.
You know how
at
amazing
all
that
times.
is? That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's what like your man should do for you, and if
Yeah.
he doesn't, like you have each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see.
my brain?
Yeah, literally.
But yeah, so like the whole health thing, like back to that, we started doing our own like schedules and we share a calendar. So I would see like she has Pilates at 9 a.m. I'm like, I'm going at 8:30. Like I'm gonna go.
And honestly, if one of us wasn't doing well, I think it would affect the other.
Yeah.
Because it would definitely, like, the vibe, the energy that we share all the time. Like, I think if you were not doing well or I wasn't, like, I would be down too. I'd be like, what? Like, I don't feel complete, you know?
It's so true.
Yeah, especially you surround yourself with each other. You know what I mean? Like it really does either fuel you or break you. You know?
Well, we have moments like, and I'm sure you run a very big team, and like I'm sure you've experienced this.
Oh,
We could talk about this. Nope.
tell me about it.
Well, then
no
let's get
one
into
else.
But
I have. Yeah, I used to.
How do you handle this?
I used to be, we used to be a team of, when I started, I would say a team of 8 we were. And then I had a team of 2 for a while. And then it went to 3 for a while. And then I got another team of 3. And then I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I am so over this. Like, not to say that no one had the same work ethic or any of that. I wasn't in a good place. I was with my ex-fiance, wasn't for me at all. I don't even want to call him that. He was my ex-man, whatever. Like, he doesn't even deserve that, honestly. And I was so not me, but it was for a reason. I, like, got pregnant twice, like, had abortions. I knew he wasn't the man for me. I knew it's just not it, you know? It was taking a toll on my work life. Like, I changed. I fell into a really bad depression, like really, really bad that I never thought I would be in. At 30, guys, I moved out of my apartment and moved in with my mother because I was so scared of committing suicide. No, really, I thought I was like not okay. Like I was just like not okay. And I had this team and I kept trying to like keep up with, and they did keep up with that with me. They knew I was not okay and they stuck with me, thank God. And shout out to Isa and Yev for that. You guys remember them, and like they stuck through during that moment that was really hard. And then I was just like, no, like I just need like you know when you need to just let go of everyone and everything.
yeah,
Sometimes
and I
you
did.
just gotta take a step back to
Like,
take
drop
3
it.
more forward. You know?
Exactly. And I went on that trip again, that alone trip, and I found Adam. I found my person.
Wow.
And it, yeah, like wasn't supposed to be like this. Was supposed to be a one night stand of like this guy's 4 years younger than me. Like, thank you God, he's my tan Justin Bieber. Love it. Having sex. I literally leave to London tomorrow. Goodbye. Didn't end up that way. Like here we are getting married in May. You know what I mean? Like
crazy.
literally,
I love this
how it.
story.
I know it's amazing. It's
always when
amazing.
You're
And
not looking for
Yes.
that.
yeah,
happens.
it happens. And like, and now life is good. Like I have Cabri now. She was my student, didn't want to go to college and said like, I want to work with you.
Wow,
I was like, come
that's so
with me.
special.
Let's do it. You
I
know,
love her. I
and
met her.
she's my fucking rock. I don't even want to tell her that because I don't want to jinx it. But like, so many people fell through in my life for reasons, and you know, I changed as a person, but my team is small now. Like I have another student of mine that actually is in FSU, and she does all of our behind the scenes, I call it BTS work, you know. And then I have Cabri, and she's like my ride or die, and it's just us right now, riding out and doing a lot, like doing the most. Yeah. And I'm okay with it.
It's almost better that way. It's like less to manage.
Yes.
Also, you have
Quality
to
over
have like a
quantity.
very strong foundation to like actually get to hire other people. So if you need to spend more time doing that, that's totally fine.
Yeah, and that's what I needed. I needed me, and I feel stronger than ever. You know, my health got really impacted as well, which is like, you know, when you have that routine, that beautiful routine, like I didn't have one. I got really sick for a while, and like I had problems with my legs, and my overall health was just not good. And I went to every doctor, and they're like, nothing's wrong with you. And I'm like, but something's wrong with me. Like, I know, like I had pain on my lower right abdomen. It was like 2 years of just like struggling. And it was my relationship. It was the depression. It was my relationship.
Just had this conversation. Your like stress and the energy in your life manifests into physical pain.
Yes.
Like
I was in pain, guys.
it's the craziest
Like I would
thing.
cry to and no one believed me.
Right.
And I'm like, but God, like, they said I had fibromyalgia, which pretty much means they don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. Your pain, your body's just in pain, and it happens to women. That's because they literally don't do any research on women.
I've been to doctors too where they're like, no, you're just stressed out or it's anxiety. I'm like, no. Like, this is a real pain. It's here. Like, you need to do testing. And
She
they're
had
like,
a long thing with like her. We thought it was like her gallbladder.
for a long time.
Was it that?
Everyone in my circle that's gonna hear
It's
this
the food
is
in
gonna
America,
laugh.
my loves.
Yep.
I changed my food, and I don't listen. I voted for Trump, and I'm very happy about it. And I don't. Yeah, sorry, I'm not
help
sorry.
it.
Like literally wearing the "Make America
Sorry.
Great Again" hat lately.
Sorry, not sorry.
Like literally, and I am so happy because I really believe in Robert F. Kennedy. Like, and he's going to make America healthy again and our food.
1,000%,
And I am so excited about it. And I just can't wait to see this transformation. Like when I go to Israel and France, guys, I have no pain. My pain was gone.
It's ridiculous.
Every time. My pain was gone.
Yeah.
So it's food and stress and the people you surround yourself with. Like,
I mean, I was having panic attacks for a year. And my family's very like, listen, they're immigrants, okay? Like mental
We don't
health,
talk about that shit.
that doesn't
Yep.
like, that's not a fucking thing.
That's right.
So they were like, you are being crazy. You need to get your life together. Like,
Deal with it.
Deal with it. Like, don't tell us. Like, just deal with it. They did try to start to get really empathetic because like it was happening in front of them. And my mom was like, holy shit. Okay, like, let's help. As soon as I broke up with my boyfriend, it stopped. I still have anxiety about having anxiety, but it never actually happens.
can I tell you something?
You know what I mean?
You know what? Yes, I know exactly what you mean because what sucks is that I still put it on my relationship now that's actually beautiful is my that scared past of me is like
Trauma.
yeah, and I'm like, I'm scared to get married. I'm straight up like, I love you, Adam. Don't hate me. I'm marrying you in May, I promise. But I am
sure, like-
scared. I'm scared because I never want me to be taken away again.
I'm going to give you the advice that Maria gives me all the
I'm
time.
a free therapist over here.
She is my therapist. Don't let your past trauma, or what is it? Don't bring it into your current like experiences and relationships. She's like, your anxiety about your traumas from the past being in your situations now, she's like, that is literally you imagining something and bringing it in when they don't
And it's
deserve
not even,
that.
it's not, yeah.
It's
like,
okay to be scared and careful, like 100%, but don't let it affect you. Like if you need to learn to recognize where it's hurting you or the relationship because it's not fair.
Yeah,
to
it's not.
him,
It's not.
and it's not fair to you because that girl is gone,
right.
and you did
So
so much
true.
work to get out of that. So you gotta embrace
Literally, you're a therapist. I know. I think you need to change.
You're wrong.
Right? No. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Like a
But
side thing.
it's so like, it's empowering to hear that. You know, it's empowering to hear that.
Because she sees the growth from like the outside, you know.
I know the 19-year-old, 20-year-old Izzy to
18, 19,
22-year-old
yeah.
Izzy to the 25-year-old Izzy. Like it's a different person. Like I'm sure it happened to you too. And you just gotta let the new person happen by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
No one will ever take me away again.
Right. No.
I am me first.
Yes.
You know, like, and Adam knows that. Like, he never calls me when I'm at work. He never like imposes anything on me. You know, like he knows I'll be on set late today. He's like, "Oh, I'll bring you food tonight." You know, like it's just so it's calming is what it, and I get to be me in every way, shape, and form, and that's important.
I love that.
yeah.
I guess how I went from that horrible relationship and time and health wise in my life is you lack creativity, and then you know it shows up in your work for sure. And I mean, now like you see the healing and like the creativity comes back, and also like wanting to invest in what I really want, which is in me. In, you know, I've built this brand and I really just want to go for that. I spent so much time on other people's brands and helping build them up, and I think it's just my turn now, and I'm stepping into that era now, you know.
We just went through something similar. Like
Yeah.
we were kind of at a point where our business evolved so much and we were putting so much time and energy obviously into our clients. Like they come first always, but we were like, wow, we do such amazing work for them. transforming their growth and like showing that to the world, it's kind of time we invest in our own stuff and do that for ourselves.
Look at us go.
Yeah.
Proud of us.
We've come so far.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
That showing up for yourself, it comes from, I don't know if you experience this, like imposter syndrome when you're in the creative world and you feel not creative.
Oh, for sure.
Like you feel like, what the fuck
You're
am I
making it
doing
up.
here?
It's just not authentic.
Yeah.
Like,
You
is this
have to
actually
force
happening?
yourself. Yeah, you have to force yourself to like.
But you're amongst people who are like really, really creative and out there and successful. And like sometimes maybe you relate, like we don't fit the mold of that. Like I sometimes feel like I stick out too much in a room of like creatives.
Good for you.
But like it gives such an imposter syndrome that like maybe I don't fit in this industry the way I thought I could or would.
I think you're titling it to be something that it's not. I think, you know, whenever you're different, it's because you're making change, you know, like, and that's when the most beautiful things happen. If you're different, people want to be you. I think that's the most powerful thing. If you stand out in a room, stand out in that room. There's a reason you're standing out. You know, there's a reason.
Let everyone know.
For sure, for sure. And you're probably inspiring someone along the way. So it doesn't need to be like egotistical. It needs to be like, I'm standing out for a purpose today, not stepping into the ego part, but I'm just standing out. That's it. Like, that's where you're meant to be right there.
Do you have anything coming up in the next year? Any like clients you want to talk about or projects? I would love to just get maybe like a process of start to finish when you get a styling client.
Styling client.
I mean,
so,
you just did the Latina Grammys. That's
yes. Oh my God, that was so fun. So
Unreal.
I think this is like the first time I'm sharing this, which will happen in January, which is cool that you guys are going to get to hear. But I'm stepping more into the design world. You guys saw that at the Latin Grammys. I did Darumas. It's a girl band. They're pretty new. And I designed everything, like, you know, with my seamstress, and it was amazing. And, you know, it was just such a beautiful process. And I think that that's what I want. I don't want it to just style anymore. I'm over it, to be honest with you. I want to make beautiful things. And like, even last night on set, like we did a Christmas shoot for Jay Wheeler and Samira, and like we made such amazing pieces and it was amazing. Yeah, like I just want to get into the design world and I want to think much bigger. And like I said, like 2025, I just see, we're manifesting right now.
Yeah. Always.
I just see like, I'm like staring at my logo right there, So Akiba, and I just want I want to build my brand. I want to build myself, and like in the styling world, I don't know what that will look like. I don't know if it'll be for other people anymore. Okay. I think it'll be for me. Like, I think,
So that, I actually wanted to ask you about this because you are like one of the people that has their personal brand as like their business and their brand as well. Like, for everyone that doesn't know what I mean, like we have Rekka, and that is not our personal brand. Like Maria does like her own type of content, I do my own type of content, but like Sarah is her brand.
Yes.
So like
it's very hard, actually.
It's really,
Sure.
Yeah, like if people trust the name, like when people come to the lab, they're asking for me.
Yeah.
It's not egotistical in the most humble way ever, but it's like, oh, like this is Sarah's studio, like where's Sarah, you know? And it's kind of like that community, you know? And like it's a community thing. So like anyone even that works with me, I just want them to be an extension of me. Right. Like the fact that Cabri's my student from school that like learned about self-love and everything there, you know, and really built, is an extension of me. Like, and that's how I kind of built everything. And now it's just, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like. And I keep saying it's something bigger, but it's going to be more focused on like me speaking, me designing, me creating spaces where you'll have me in them. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I love that.
I can't wait for
Yeah,
that.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. Ready?
I'm so excited to see this new like branding come to life, like more of you, more of what you do and how you inspire the community and be a part of that.
That's what I want. It's like, I'm almost worried because money, right? Like, we all have to eat. You know what I'm saying? And I live a certain lifestyle, and I'm not fucking going back. I'm telling you right now. Trump, let's go. 2025, baby. I don't give a damn. I'm, like, so into it. But, like, I love making money. I love hustling. No, I love listen, money is freedom. You know, money is freedom at the end of the day. And that is the fear of, like, stepping into my own thing, because I make money how? By working and clients and this and that. But listen, I built savings, and I'm like, you know what? If no one's going to bet on me, if I don't bet on me, who will bet on me? 100%. And this is that now. So I think even like Adam is like, yo, go in, like, go do that. Like, do you know, he's like, do get ready with me's. Why aren't you doing those?
I love your get ready with me's. You do it like once a month. I'm like, more.
Do it more.
I cringe. I don't know why. I'm like,
you need to find the right content for you. You know?
Correct.
Like,
it's like, I want to feel authentic. Like, I'm just
ready
real.
with me,
Right.
like, as her. First of all, in the styling world, like, that just makes sense. But also, like, you show up places, and I'm like, she always looks so good.
I want to be humble.
You are
How
humble.
do you do that? How I think is like, damn, some people don't have fucking food on their table. Who fucking cares about my get ready?
I do. I have food on my table, and I give a shit. Okay, there's a
right.
demographic. Sorry,
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Think about
And
Danielle.
how can I?
Danielle,
My girl. You know, I grew up with her.
Oh my God.
I didn't know that.
Went to high school with her. She's the bomb.
She's humble as
real.
fuck.
You know what? She's
humble
real.
as fuck.
Shout out to you. I love you.
Yes, Danielle.
You know? Yeah, and like you're right. She does it in a way, and she eats, and you're like, yeah, that's good. And she's not like, oh my God, it's so good. And I'm not making fun of anyone, but I cannot personally do that, you know?
But she's authentic, and I feel like being humble comes with being authentic. And if you're being fake as fuck, like, people
They'll
can
feel that.
recognize that.
Sometimes I catch myself. Even yesterday, I made a video. I'm like, it's been a while. I'm like, bro, you sound so not you right now. And I'm like, I'm just trying. I forget. I just don't know sometimes. You know, even we doubt. And some people will be like, Sarah Akiba doubts herself. And I'm like, yeah. You know? Yeah,
We're not professionals here. Like,
yeah.
life.
So I got to just, like, be me and be okay with it.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I want to touch on something before we wrap the episode, and that is a way that you inspired us recently, and we didn't tell you about any of this yet. But when you had asked us to join you again for AWOM's Joe DiMaggio Halloween party this year, it kind of lit a little spark inside of us after we left. And we're opening our 4th division of the agency that is working with just nonprofit organizations donating our services.
Yeah.
Guys, I got chills all over.
know.
Do you know how much more is going to come back to you from this?
I mean,
It's just
being there at that event.
Yeah.
Like, that was so special. And last year when we did it, we wanted to stay involved, but we were so busy. So now
I know.
we were like, no excuses. We have to give back. We have to do this.
It was
I'm
more.
going to tell you guys something.
Tell me.
In the Jewish religion, it says to give 10% back to, like, when you make money, you always should give 10% of it to something. You guys doing this, which is going to give a lot more than 10%, because I know your energies, and, like, you're going to get so much more from it. You really are. Like, it's, and fulfillment, you know, like, yeah, you help people, man. Help people helps you. Helping people helps you.
It's a good, like, it's a good way for us to kind of think about how to use our team and our strengths and our services and things that we've learned. And, like, people are going to ask, like, how can a marketing agency, like, donate services? So I'll give an example. Like, at the Joe DiMaggio Halloween party, we did, like, content creation. It's important because you're spreading awareness, and you got to do that if you want to grow an
need you guys.
organization. Like,
No, but, like, we need you. Know how much stress you took off my back just because you have to mention every sponsor, and they're so important, right? They help make this happen, and, like, you guys take a huge weight off of my back personally, you know? Like, you guys play a huge role.
So I met Jackie from the Sunrise Day Camp Foundation, and in 2025 she was telling me about the summer camp that her and her husband are doing together, and she was like, we just don't, like, have anything on social media. And I was like, give me the dates.
Let's go.
Like, we need, you know, to help people sign up. First of all, like, people need to know this is a resource available to them for free. But
Just
also
doing the whole communication of like what they're doing, how they're giving back. Like, we want to be there, and we want to be able to, you know, help them get all these assets that they need to raise the money,
Right.
to showcase like what they're doing. And
Yeah. So she was like, the catalyst at the AWOM party. And then we actually reached out to our friend in New York, and he has a family foundation that we're working with now. And it's like, this is
Don't
our,
forget about AWOM.
Never.
we got to be looped into the projects. But this is like our 2025 project because of you. So
Amazing.
you
I love
inspired
that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys. And like I said, it's gonna come back to you, you know? It really does. It's very empowering. Yeah.
Can you tell the audience the best advice that anyone has ever given you throughout your career or personal life?
Best advice. My God.
I'm sure there's so many.
There's so many, but I think the advice that my mom always gives me, and that's just like, honestly, she just reminds me. She reminds me that like, you being on your own, no matter what, no matter if you get married or not or whatever it is, like you standing on your own 2 feet is the most empowering thing you'll ever feel. Not on your own, but you are. You know, like I'm reading a book right now called Welcome Home, and it's all about you are your home, you know? And if a man ever leaves you, it fucking happens. If a friend ever leaves you, it happens. You're your home. Don't let anyone shake that home.
Yeah, I feel that like
That's
very
so
deeply.
powerful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a list
Of
all
book
your books.
recommendations.
Yes, I have good ones. I have good ones.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll share that for everyone else.
Yeah, show notes.
Thank you guys so much. I'm so happy.
Thank you for being here, for sharing your story, for telling us the ins and out of your life. This has been so inspiring. I can't even tell you.
So happy.
Me too.
Continue killing the game, guys.
Thank
Another
you.
piece of advice.